and also a Hall of Fame selection committee. And the committee is on the back tonight. Mike Brennick, Jim Campbell, Buzz Cummins, Bob Detmer, David Erickson, George Graff, Don Myers, Mike Nimchek, Ken Vogt, Bill Schmidt, Bill Sutter, and Spencer Yo, and also the section reps. And in order to achieve this, to get a lock on it, you have to have a 67% approval from both committees. And then we go from there. And we nominate a maximum of 8 every year. And so tonight, we always start the program with introducing the members of the Hall of Fame that have long been a part of it. And so starting, and if I miss anybody, I need to know tonight, from the class of 1970, gentlemen and ladies, please stand when recognized. Don Myers and Sue Myers, and stay standing until we're all recognized. And we'll applause for everybody when we're done. Thank you. In 1973 inductee John Vergelko. 1979 Roy Minter. 1980 Brad Reagan was going to be here, but a hip surgery kept him from it. He wishes everybody congratulations. From 1986 Bob Detmer, again in the legislature doing the best you can. And passes on congratulations to all the inductees. 1988, Mr. Paul Earhart. 1990, Spencer Yo was on his way and his truck broke down this weekend. Too many trips to Packerland, I suppose. But he called me today and wanted me to make sure that he passes his congratulations on. In the class of 1992, Mr. Dan Chandler, Mr. Richard Kelvington, and Mr. Larry Mullins. From the class of 1995, Mike Nimchek. From the class of 2003, Eugene Hildebrand. From the class of 2004, Jeff Swenson. From 2005, Jerry Cleveland and Jeff Lamphere. From 2006, Ron Ackerman, Pat Marcy, and Clay Nagel. From 2007, I know he bought a ticket, I don't know if I've seen him tonight, Bruce Bartles. From 2008, Les Kircher. From 2009, health conditions kept him from attending, but he had purchased a ticket, Mr. Ronald Cram. 2010, Mr. Brandon Paulson and Mr. Ken Vogt. 2011, Mr. Ed Holman. 2014, Mr. Matt Nagel, Mr. Randy Zimmer. 2015, Mr. Jay Johnson, Mr. Jeff Mergen. Mick Rose, I talked to him earlier this spring, he said he passed on his congratulations. 2016, Al Swede Olson was coming. He told me to make sure I congratulated everybody. 2017, Mr. Jim Nunn. 2018, Mr. Jim Williams. And Mr. Roger Wilson. Did I miss anybody? I said Mr. Paul Earhart, absolutely. I'm sorry, we got one more I can't forget. And he's waving in the back right now at the Schmidt table, Mr. Jerry Bakke. Let's give them all a big hand. And these are some of the pioneers of our sport, and they keep coming back because they know how important it is to recognize the people that do good things for our sport. So thank you. I now turn the microphone over to Mr. Bill Schmidt, who will work with announcing the Lifetime Achievement Award winners.
I wasn't sure what order we were going to go in, but we are going to do our Lifetime Achievement guys first. I did have a program that I put together for all of the special awards with the Coaches of the Year, Assistant Coach of the Year, Mr. Minnesota, Lifetime Achievement guys, and it got a little bit lengthy. One of the reasons it got long was to this first guy. Randy Baker from Jackson County Central. 39 individual state champions, 7 team championships. Went into the National Hall last week in Austin. And like I said, the write-up's got a little long, but I'm blaming Baker for that. One thing I was talking to him about is an interesting side note. He is not in the Bartelma Hall of Fame. And I said, you know, not everybody, this Bartelma Hall of Fame is pretty elite. Not everybody gets in. And he looked at me and I said, just kidding. He's going to be Randy Baker, 39 individual state champions, 17 championships, Jackson County Central. Come on up, Randy. While Randy's coming up, our next individual is from Brainerd, Minnesota, and one of Mike Boren's highlights is having the opportunity to coach with Jack Eustace and Dave Paffinger after wrestling for them. He said it was really a cool experience. High school record at Brainerd is 201 and 154. 30 state place winners, 29 years at Brainerd. Also served as our president for the MWCA in 1997, 98. And Mike is a quality person, as are so many of these guys, but it's a sincere pleasure to have Mike Boren receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. We've got a trio coming up here. The 3 guys that are coming up next are all from Pine Island, and the one thing that you'll notice in their bios is that they all agree there's no I or me when it comes to their coaching group. It's all we and us. And they, all 3 were really grateful to be able to coach with the other 2 guys. Actually, Don McPhail stepped out of the head position for a few years when his kids were little. Larry Berg stepped in, and Bill Frame said, we never missed a beat because everybody knew their role. Nothing changed. It was the same. Larry Berg actually took them to the state finals, and he was coach of the year. But I'm sure Larry's going to tell you that should have been split 3 ways. At this time, I'd like to introduce, we're going to have all 3 of them come up with 3 amigos from Pine Island. Larry Berg, Bill Frame, and Don McPhail. Jim Nunn attended 16 schools. From kindergarten till the time he graduated, he was, as Johnny Cash would say, I've been everywhere. Baseball was his go-to sport, but he said he tried everything. And he went to Concordia, St. Paul, and had never wrestled before in his life, and some of his buddies were wrestlers. Their 77-pounder got injured. They didn't have a guy, and they talked him into going out there, and he said he took a monumental beating, but he stayed in there. He kept wrestling, and he said his teammates were pretty appreciative of the fact that he was willing to just continue to go out there and give his best. There was a lot of admiration there. He was at Minnetonka for quite a few years. I think he was at 12 years, and had a great run there, and then retired. He is currently in our Hall of Fame, but then got called back. Took a job at Eden Prairie for the last 3 years, and the first year was kind of rough going. Second year they made it to the section finals and got beat by Minnetonka. And in this current year, they wrestled Minnetonka in the section finals, won the match, and advanced to the state tournament. And current Hall of Famer and now a Lifetime Achievement Award winner from Minnetonka and Eden Prairie and everywhere else in the United States, Jim Nunn. Jim is not here tonight. I didn't realize that. You know, maybe we could have Jeff Lamphere come up and accept for Jim. Jeff and Jim were co-head coaches at Minnetonka, 12 years. Jim told me, he said Jeff didn't know much about wrestling, but he said he thinks he's very good.